KC's Audio Vault.
The Respectables.
May 19th, 2009.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have the Respectables in studio. A big round of applause, please. Maybe a quick introduction. Maybe say hello from the band.
Yeah, hi everybody. We're the Respectables. I'm Seb, the singer, and I'm happy to be in Winnipeg with y'all.
I'm Flash, and I'm happy too.
I'm Steph, and I'm happy. I'm more happy than these two guys.
I'm Bodine, and I'm even happier.
Okay, so you're happy you're in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
we got that covered.
And
the new record, Sweet Mama, is in stores now. We actually talked to you on the Rock Report just a couple weeks ago before it dropped. How do you feel about it now that it's actually in stores?
Well, feeling really good. I mean, it's the accomplishment of this long, process of working on this record. Back and forth between Montreal and Austin, Texas. Recorded the first half of the record in Montreal, and the second half down in Austin at Pernalis, Willie Nelson's studio, where Gordy Johnson. You probably all know Gordy Johnson here.
Yeah, Big Sugar Grady.
Big Sugar Grady. He produced the record, so he was actually in Montreal for the album launch at the Hard Rock Cafe, and he got on stage for a couple of songs, and he did Sugar with us, obviously, and we got, we've been getting, like, for the past week and a half, since the record's been out, we've been getting really, really, really great reviews, so we're just happy again. Yeah.
It was kind of a dream come true to have so many great people working with you on it. Like Willie Nelson studio, you had Ian from the Faces
Ian
and the
McLaughlin
Stones.
from the Faces and the Stones came down to Pernalis and recorded 4 tracks with the band. One of them was Sugar, so the piano you hear on Sugar is Ian McLaughlin of the Stones and the Faces.
Some
was awesome.
Rock and roll history right there on your
record.
record.
Right there, man. That was awesome, and he was he brought a couple of stories with him, and it was really fun, when we had dinner, and it was great because we recorded live off the floor, live in the studio. That was Gordy's mission, to get Respectables to tape, to record live as much as possible, and Ian just, got on the floor with us. So it was really amazing. I mean, he drove up to the Willie studio and in his car and pulled out the Rhodes from the trunk and plugged it in, started playing the riff to Stay With Me, and right there and then we knew we were going to have a great historical music day for us. So it was an amazing day. Yeah.
Well, very cool. Do you guys want to do the single? Want to do some
Yeah,
Sugar?
let's do that, man.
All right, it's the
All
Respectables on the Rock Report.
Semi-acoustic, yeah.
I used to fantasize about hip little chicks, spaced out eyes, and lips like Dick. I used to bow down before the dance hall queens with rock and roll patches on their jeans. But I realized I need a brand new lick, so I'm giving it up for my sugar. For my sugar, with an open mind and a friend or two, you can always find something very, very nice to do. You can spend your time behind a hotel door and have all the honey that you're hungry for, but you'll be stuck or blind when you tumble out into the blue. That's why I'm giving it up for my sugar. I'm giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, giving it up for my sugar, for my sugar. Yeah, I'm giving it up, 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 giving it up. Right. Well, let me get you, put your bad boys aside. Well, let me get you, put your bad boys aside. If you's a lover, love your woman with pride. If you's a lover, be a lover, don't backslide. Now I learned my lesson, yes I have. I had a lovely time, Lord. true confessions, Lord, in a few good rhymes. But now I'm giving it up, 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 I'm giving it up. Oh, giving it up, 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 giving it up for that sugar, for the sugar. Giving it up, giving it up, giving it up, I'm 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 giving it up. Such a sweet thing, sugar.
The Respectables,
Thanks.
live at Power
Thank
97
you.
for the Rock Report. That would be Sugar, first single off Sweet Mama, in stores now, and it's the first English language
Yeah,
album?
actually, we're an old band, so to speak. I mean, we've been around for a long time. We started really young. That's why we
Old
look
new.
like, old new band. Yeah, we started originally from Quebec City, all right, Quebec City, and we started in the early '90s, and we recorded 2 independent albums that we didn't really have a label at the time or a manager for that matter. So we went around the clubs, the bars in Quebec, and we went around. We actually toured Canada once or twice in an old beat-up van with holes in it, and blankets and picnic chairs, and just anyway, crazy stories. So after that, we got this this chance to record in our mother's language, our first language, French, and we had a lot more success at it than we thought we would. So we kind of were stuck, with the French success. So we ended up recording 3 albums in Quebec in French. Released a DVD and then a live album as well. So for like the past 10 years, that's what we've been doing. But at the back of our minds, we always had this thing in mind that we wanted to get back to the roots of this band, all the 60s, 70s rock bands influence, And, the original dream of the Respectables, recording this kind of classic rock and roll thing with the kind of people that we worked with. So, I mean, meeting Gordy a few years back was the first opener, the first key to the whole puzzle for that. And as soon as we got a chance, we had enough time to work on this new English album. And when Gordy was available, because now he's down in Texas, when the schedules both fit, then we started working on it, and we're really, really happy. It was a long way to the top, but we made it to finally, release the record. We're happy about that. Yeah.
Well, it must be like you're starting brand new again, because I'm sure you get recognized on the street in Montreal, but now you're out in the prairies, and people are just starting to figure out who the Respectables are.
It's really
Does that
cool.
feel cool?
Yeah, it's neat. It's really neat. It's like a rebirth almost, And it's really a wild thing that after all these years, rocking and rolling and trying all these different things and traveling around and going to, Mexico, the States, Europe, and doing all these things in Montreal and Quebec, and that we finally get to do the one record that we wanted to do for all these years, from the very beginning of the band, and it just feels so good, This one, we really love it, and it's to our liking, It's really exactly what we wanted to do.
Would you have any fans or friends back home that were kind of raising their eyebrows at doing an English record? Is that like selling out if you come from...
Actually, no. The early friends thought maybe we were selling out doing the French thing a little bit, because it was a little more popish, I mean, it was still rock, but, it's not the same. It's not exactly the same. And we started doing all these TV shows, and it's just like it was slightly different. But everybody knows that we're originally a true rock and roll band, and when we do concerts in Quebec, when we play our French hits, where we've got like a dozen or more, and we play all the the well-known songs, but we always always played a couple of English songs and a couple of old classic rock songs, you know, that were in English at our shows, and so people knew that. Actually, a lot of people in the industry and the people, you know, friends and fans, have been asking us for years, when are you going to do this, you know, this English album that we all want you to do? So everybody's really ecstatic. We're getting, like, you know, the best reviews we've ever gotten in the past, you know, the whole career basically with this record.
When you have lyrics going through your head, is it generally in French or in English? Because rock and roll is English, but
Yeah.
you were born speaking French.
Yeah, of course. English, as you can tell, of course, is my second language. It's not, you know, I don't fully possess it. But I've actually, you know, I lived in Toronto for a couple of years. And I went to school there and I worked a little bit there. And I also finished high school in London, England. And I traveled around, you know, hitchhiked around the United States about in 1990, just before the band started. Went down to New Orleans, you know, and just picked up on all the blues and all these amazing experiences I've had. And so it's easier for me to write in English, although it's not, my English is far from perfect. It's far from even good, but I mean, it's, you know, it's getting there. But it's like, you know, it's the language of rock and roll. That's how, you know, rock and roll was invented in English. And it's really, it's about the phonetics. It's about the rhythm of the language, the sound of it, the percussion side of it. It's different, you know. I think we managed to do some good French rock, but it's always easier, and it seems more authentic when it's in English somehow.
Does it work out? Have you changed a French song into English or English song into French?
We weren't going to do that, but we ended up doing one on the record, one song that actually Bodine came up with the great title, Devil in the Laundrette. That is actually a song that was on the Quadrasonic record by us, the one we... Gordy produced, a French record Gordy produced in 2002, just before we opened for the Stones. And the song La Voisine d'en bas, the girl from downstairs, that became The Devil in the Laundrette. But it's a completely changed, I mean, the energy of it has changed, but it's pretty much the same story. Everything else is just ideas I came up with, and Gordy rewrote them all with me, you know, basically in Montreal or in Texas at his house, when, you know, working on the lyrics. And I'm really... grateful that Gordy was involved in this project, you know, from the beginning, even in the songwriting, up to the producing of the record.
I'm sure you get it every time, but I'd be crazy not to ask you about meeting the Stones. What was that like? You got a little tidbit of shaking hands with Mick?
That was pretty unbelievable, man. I mean, you know, I started drawing, like, you know, the Stones logo, you know, and when I was like, I don't know, like 10 years old in school, you know. So, you know, when I was like 30-something, and I found out I was going to open for the Stones, I mean, my legs pretty much like gave out on me. And then, you know, it was great to meet them. They were such gentlemen. The first one to come out of the green room was Keith. It was like, hell, you know, respectable. These guys mean and friendly. And it was great, you know, he was really great. And everybody was really polite. And I think we got the longest sound check in history, in rock and roll history. I think, you know, the guy, what was his name? That great British gentleman, the tour manager for the Stones, he gave us like almost like 2 hours of sound check. It was ridiculous. He was just joking with us, you know, you guys keep going, I'm going to time you. This is the longest sound check. But he was just really nice at the same time. And no, it was an amazing experience.
Well, appreciate you guys coming in. You're doing this cross-Canada promo tour.
Yeah.
And it's been going well so far?
So far, so good. Yeah.
That's
so
good.
So far, so very good. Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going to play one more tune for us?
Yeah, we will. I'm just going to tune up the guitar.
All right.
It's called Got More Than I Wanted from Honky Tonkin' and Rock and Roll. Y'all ready?
Yeah, first time that I met her, I was only 17. Short skirt, tight sweater, man, she looked like a honky-tonk queen. But she touched me on the shoulder, and it blew my mind. As we danced, she got bolder, and we started to grind a slow run. And I got more than I wanted from honky-tonkin', got just what I needed from rock and roll. When she's on the floor, my head's in the ceiling, got me where you want it, don't you let me go, girl. Ooh. Her kiss was explosive, and we wasted no time. She gave me a motive, and we committed the perfect crime. Now I'm a little older, and it weighs on my mind. How I wish I'd have told her just how she done me with a slow, slow grind. And I got more than I wanted from honky tonkin'. Got just what I needed from rock and roll. When she's on the floor, my head's in the ceiling. Got me where you want it, don't you let me go. Got more than I wanted from honky tonkin'. Got just what I needed from rock and roll. I'm itching and scratching, got me hooked on the feeling. Got me where you want it, don't you let me go. Yeah. Well, my head starts to reeling when I see you do the stroll, yeah. Come on and do the stroll, yeah. Come on and do the stroll, yeah. Come on and do the stroll, yeah. Well, I got to find her, that's what I'm gonna do. Got to remind her, it's what I'm gonna do. Says I got to find her, that's what I'm gonna do. She's a low down grinder, and I got more than I wanted from honky tonkin'. Got just what I needed from rock and roll. When she's on the floor, my head's in the ceiling. Got me where you want it, don't you let me go, girl. Got more than I wanted from honky tonkin'. Got just what I needed from rock and roll. I didn't see it coming, now I'm bruising, I'm bleeding, and I love you, darling. Don't let me go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got more than I wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Respectables.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thanks, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.